Anyway, I know how to intro a show. Hello, everyone. We are back with Bookish Babbles, and the way I've scheduled this, this will be coming out on the. I still can't get over the change they made for the recording.
Yes, it makes me angry.
I know this meeting is being recorded. Take two. Hello, everyone. It's Alyson. Welcome back to Bookish Babbles. I am here with Sarah. Woo!
Hello.
Hey. So the way I've scheduled it, this will come out the first Tuesday of the new year. So we're recording on, what was it, December 29th. So a few more days left of 2022. So when you hear from us, it'll be 2023, which is terrifying to think about.
Hello, New Year. Hello, not new us.
Yeah, yep, nope. We're pretty like every time I hear the new year, new me, and it's like, nah, you're the same as you were 2 days ago. But anyway, so mostly on this podcast, I obviously, I'm talking about books I read in the past, but like rereads. But I thought, why not talk about some more, recent reads? Why not just do what every booktuber does this time of year and talk about our top reads of the year? Because we read a lot of books this year, and we read a lot of really good books. So why not talk about them?
Well, Allison read a lot of books.
Yes, I did.
I came in under 30 this year.
Hold on, how many did I read? I mean, I still got 3 days left. I'm trying to hit the Goodreads goal I set, which was 92, I think. 85. I've 85 books.
I read 28.
Woo! 28 more than most people in my family, so you're doing great.
Yeah, I try. It's been a long year.
Yeah. It's been an interesting year. But that's but read some good books, saw some good movies, all that fun stuff. So at least the art was good.
We'll be seeing a hopefully good movie in a couple of weeks
So
that
what?
is based off a book.
Yes, which I need to read.
I'm thinking of rereading it. I need to find my copy though.
Yeah, like I need to read that, and I need to read my book club book. We're reading Ruthless River right now, which is a memoir about a woman surviving in the plane crash in the Amazon jungle with her husband. So yikes. But anyway, so how do we want to do this? Because I know I have multiple honorable mentions, and and I do want to count back from like 10 to 1.
11 to 1 because
Oh
you had
yeah,
us do
11 to 1. Oh yeah, so we did our top 11 because we figured the two together add up to 22, and it's 2022. Ha ha ha! So clever.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Everything will be all right. Or if you prefer the TikTok sound, I don't know about you, bitch. I hope
Bitch, I hope the fuck
you
you do.
do. Oh man, oh TikTok ruining the way I listen to music.
Mood though.
Yep. But anyway, do you just want to get the honorable mentions out of the way?
Sure, that is all you.
Okay. So my honorable mentions are okay. I wrote all the stuff out in a very chaotic way, so bear with me, everyone. Okay. The first honorable mention, a book you and I both love, "The Girl from the Sea" by Molly Knox Ostertag, the graphic novel.
Ah,
Yes!
my first TikTok was a review of that book.
Yay!
I have like 3 whole TikTok videos.
Yes, and all three of them are excellent.
And one of them was posted today. Hi, peep my tattoos.
Yay! Okay, Sarah's TikTok in the show notes, everyone. Okay,
Find me.
woo! Okay, so that one, I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys, which is a historical fiction novel taking place in 1989. Shit, where did it take place? Not Russia. Hold on. Romania.
Yeah.
There we go. 1989 Romania. So, the height of the very scary communist government that was ruling over everything at the time.
Communism.
Yeah, very stressful read, but very good. Anyway, that one, another graphic novel, Ballad for Soapy by Philippe Melo. Amazing book, especially if you're a music lover. Stationary Shop by Merjan Kamali. Love story, highly recommend. Ramasya by Radia Hafiza. I did my best to look up the pronunciations of these names, guys. I'm doing my best, I swear. I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. And that's all my honorable mentions. Did you read I Wish You All the Best, Sarah? I forget.
I did not. I read their other book, The Ghosts We Keep.
Right. Another book I want to read. So yeah.
That one's good.
And I Wish You All the Best was flipping amazing. Alright. Sarah disappeared again. Take a shot every time Sarah disappears from my screen. You'll be in the hospital before you know it.
Okay, but us making jokes during our Twilight rewatch recently.
Oh man, I already want to do that again. Like, okay, I just finished re-listening to Eclipse, and it was painful to read because of how much of self-blame Bella was doing. Like, it was painful to read those parts, and then and of course you got the casual assault, and then and I just started Breaking Dawn. She just woke up. It's the morning of the wedding.
But for the listeners who don't know what we're talking about, recently we had me come visit Alyson for a weekend. She picked me up on a Saturday night, and we proceeded to make baked goods and watch the whole Twilight saga in less than 24 hours while trying to put a bookshelf together.
Yeah, that part was a major disaster.
Yeah, was your dad at least able to salvage it?
Oh, he did. He did. And he got Brady to help me.
Love that.
Yep. But anyway, that's a story for another time. Let's get into our top 11 after I got all my honorable mentions out of the way. Sarah.
So my 11 pick is a fun spot because Alyson, you'll understand why immediately.
Okay.
This is a book I wish I'd been able to give a better chance. It was a 4-star read. I think it would have been a 5. Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing by Matthew Perry,
Yep.
which I read over half of in the waiting room of an urgent care while running a fever, waiting to be seen for the flu.
Oh.
I remember so many bits and pieces of that middle section, but I feel like if I actually had the capacity to remember, I would have given it 5 stars.
So you just have to reread it then.
Yes, but it's heavy content and I can't turn around and reread it immediately.
Fair enough. Does he read the audiobook for it?
I think he does, but don't quote me.
Okay, because I feel like that's common a lot for celebrity memoirs. Hold on, gonna just casually check Audible right now.
I know Jeanette McCurdy read hers.
Yep, I knew that. All right, we're learning this information live, people.
We saw Jeanette McCurdy,
Yes,
audience,
we did. Mm-hmm.
in the first snowstorm of the year and the only snowstorm Rhode Island has had.
Yeah, that was stressful to drive out of. At least we got insomnia cookie though.
Yes. And keep in mind, guys, you know
Oh,
how I said I had the flu?
uh-huh.
Listeners, that event was right after I got over the flu. And here I am, first day back in the real world, walking through the snow in mesh sneakers.
Yep. And yes, according to Audible, Matthew Perry does read the audiobook. So, woo.
Woohoo!
Okay, so my number 11 is a fantasy book that I'm pretty sure I've recommended at least a couple times on like, book tags or my random recommendation segment when I remember to do it. um, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. It's the first book in a duology, and I got the sequel. I need to read it very soon. If you I don't know, if you love music and you love like low key fantasy that isn't like big epic, you'll love it, and you'll love all the characters in this village who are trying to solve this mystery of why do are these spirits acting up and why do kids keep go missing, and it's a great time. And if you are a bard in D&D, you'll appreciate this book too for that reason.
We love you, bards.
Yes. So isn't I don't play D&D, guys. I'm not an expert, but for like the Stranger Things characters, isn't Dustin the bard?
He might be. I don't know. Remember, I'm not that far in.
Oh, that's right. You're at the end of season 2, right?
Like mid season 2,
Yeah.
Netflix stopped working on the living room TV.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, every time you try to open something, it buffers and kicks you out.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you need to come over again. We'll do a Stranger Things marathon.
After another Twilight round.
After another Twilight marathon. Uh, I just for I just I'll just pretend to be sick because everyone at work is getting sick right now, just so we can have a Twilight marathon. And no one from work heard that.
No one. You heard nothing.
No,
You don't know anything.
you don't know anything. You heard nothing. You know nothing. Anyway,
Are we moving on to number 10?
number 10. What's your number 10?
Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman.
Woo!
I've recommended this book a couple of times. I've talked about it. I feel like if it weren't so long, I would have loved it even more. But like, it's hard to pull off a novel that follows a whole character, like a character's whole life. Magic, witches,
Magic.
Salem.
Sam.
We'll be there soon.
Yoo-hoo! If HR fucking approves my time off that I requested like a week and a half ago, by the way. And it's 1 week until the date. I'm like, hello, hello, hello.
Just harass them, blow them up.
Yeah, I need to, I'm gonna start doing hello, Jane, because her name's Jane. Hi, Jane from HR. Could you please approve that? Because I'd appreciate it.
I'm going whether you approve it or not.
Yes. And also, for Christ's sakes, approve the one random day in February I requested off so I can go see Phantom.
Phantom. I
Yep.
remember when you bought those tickets.
Yeah, like that's not even like I didn't even I was like I didn't ask for paid time off for that one. I like that it should be very easy to approve. It's one random day that I requested weeks in advance. Anyway,
Your number 10.
my number 10 is the These Violent Delights duology by Chloe Gong, which is the only series I completed this year, by the way, apparently.
After reading 80 something books, that's the only series you finished?
Yeah. Weird, I know. Sarah's looking at me like, "Are you okay?"
Math does not math.
Yeah, I know I know the math is not mathing. A lot of things that have happened this year that don't make sense.
Valid, but see, also, I'm the standalone human.
Mm-hmm. But yes, but yeah, for those who don't know, These Violent Delights is a like historical fantasy retelling of Romeo and Juliet. Takes place in Shanghai, and it's very very good. Characters are great, and but of course, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, so be prepared for feelings and potentially not a happy ending, guys. But still, you should read it.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die,
Yep.
like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume.
And I know like a spin-off related series is coming out. The first book, Foul Lady Fortune, which I didn't realize was going to be connected to the These Violent Delights duology until someone told me. So be aware of that if you saw that book going around this year. And also, I haven't read Foul Lady Fortune yet because I know that just like with These Violent Delights, because I read those two books like back to back, I'm gonna want to read this duology back to back. So I'm waiting for book two to come out before I read Foul Lady Fortune.
Smart.
Yep, which I believe is just like how These Violent Delights was based off Romeo and Juliet. I believe this one will be loosely based off As You Like It, which I was in that play in college. So woohoo!
Oh, the memories.
Yep. Oh, the memories. Anyway, the one non-theater major who was in that production, a random freshman from that wasn't even a theater major, so was like, "Hi, how's it going?"
Please love me.
Yeah, so like, "Hi, please be my friend." Anyway, what's your number 9?
This is the one series I completed this year.
Yay!
Heartstopper.
Woo!
Man.
We all love Heartstopper. 2022 is the year of Heartstopper.
I still haven't seen the TV series.
You haven't?
No, and would you like to know the stupid reason why?
Sure.
Kit Connor, who plays Nick,
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies and a hyperfixation that I go in and out of is the 2019 movie Rocket Man, The Life of Elton John. And
Mhm.
he plays a young Elton John, and I can't look at Kit Connor without seeing young Elton, and then it throws my brain off. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I need to watch Rocket Man. And then I never get through an episode.
Ay, ay, ay.
Eventually, I will be able to get through this like mental placement, but right now it's just they finished filming season 2 though.
I know. And I know I'm gonna cry when I watch it, just like I cried with season 1.
We're gonna like lose our minds when the last book comes out.
Yep, I'm not ready.
Because isn't the next one the last one?
Yes, it is, and I'm not okay with that.
Okay, but if it makes you feel any better, Alice has been posting aged up art of them around Christmas.
Aww.
So like we know they stay together.
Mm,
If nothing else.
you know, it's like they better stay together. They're not allowed to break up. Yeah, that was your number 9, right?
That it was.
Okay, so my number 9 is a manga series
Oh
that I
boy.
haven't that I haven't finished yet because there are like 30 something volumes out there. Yona of the Dawn. It's fantastic. Main character Yona. She's a princess, and oh no, her father gets murdered, and now she has to run away with her bodyguard, who is like also a childhood friend. And if you love brooding dark haired guys, then yeah, you will love this one.
He is a man.
Yep, he is a man with a sword, and she is learning to use bow and arrow.
Stab!
Woo! But no, it. But that's all you really need to know, I think, about the series. You should read it, and I know they did make one season for the anime, but I don't think they're going to continue, which is stupid because the series is so good. I'm only 4 volumes. It would I'd probably rank the series higher if I was further along. I'm only 4 volumes in because certain volumes are like in and out of stock at random times. Like volume 4 was out of stock for months randomly, so it took me a while to get it.
Yeah, they really love to make you suffer.
Yeah, they do. And and I just want audiobooks. Okay. So yes, yeah, and there aren't really I feel like there aren't many like good like manga fantasies that I've heard of. So if you want a good manga fantasy, this is an excellent one.
Get on that, kids.
Woo! And make more TV episodes of Yona of the Dawn so more people can watch it. That's all we want in life.
That's the hope.
Yep. Anyway, on to number 8.
I do not have the subtitle for this one written down, so y'all are just gonna have to live with the title.
Oh boy.
Forever and Ever Amen by Randy Travis. Y'all, country music fans out there, you know the voice of Randy Travis. You've heard Randy Travis. And he tragically had like a major heart issue and a stroke that left him mostly unable to speak. So it's really interesting hearing about his life and his voice. Not verbally, but like it still carries over so well written. And he had a co-author. I unfortunately don't have the gentleman's name in front of me, but they did an amazing job. And he's funny as hell. It's great.
Nice. Isn't it funny how, I don't know, as kids, I was always like, I'm gonna read fantasy forever. I don't want to read a book where a person just talks about their lives. Now I'm really getting into memoirs and stuff.
Yeah, you read Josh Pax, you read Did you read Jeanette's?
Yep, and conveniently, that's my number 8.
Love that.
Yep.
What's your 9, since that's where we are?
Yep, so well timed, everyone. Anyway, but yes, Jeanette McCurdy's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died, it's been like at the top of the New York Times bestseller list ever since it came out practically, and it's fucking amazing. And I'm so glad, and I'm really happy for Jeanette that it's doing so well because she deserves it after, her mom and Nickelodeon screwed her over and traumatized her.
Dan Schneider.
Yep. Dan the foot fetish Schneider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, in like a decade or two you could have like a whole documentary series about all the shit that went down behind the scenes in Nickelodeon during that era.
Okay, but people are doing that now with the managers of 90s boy bands. It'll happen.
Uh-huh. But by the way, have you watched the Harry and Meghan documentary?
I have not.
Yes, I have. And I've pre-ordered Prince Harry's book.
Beautiful.
Because fuck the royal institution for doing that to them.
Listen, I'm still mad about the death of Diana.
Yeah.
We've had many a heated discussion in the car about the death of Diana.
Yeah, we have. And funny thing that kind of gets me is that, well, the age gap between her and Charles was insanely uncomfortable because when they met, he was 28, she was 16, and they got married when she was 20 and only like interacted like, what was it, like 13 times or whatever.
And he was supposed to marry her sister?
Yeah. And then I know, it's like they wanted someone who was like, young and naive, who they thought they could mold and manipulate, but they underestimate how strong-willed Diana actually was. So fuck them for that.
Agreed.
Yep. I wish. I don't know. I'm glad the royals should reform the whole like lineage thing, where it's like instead of like oldest child automatically gets the throne, it should be like, okay, the whoever's currently on the throne could be like, okay, I choose which of my kids inherits this. Because sometimes the oldest child isn't meant. It wouldn't be well suited for the role, guys. What do you know? Yeah.
Evil grin.
Yep.
Evil grin.
Because I know. I'm just saying, I don't know the royals obviously personally, but I feel like had Queen Elizabeth been given the choice, she would have picked Anne to inherit the throne. Princess spoils her own kidnapping plot, Anne.
Love her.
Mhm. Anyway, that was an unexpected tangent.
So you gave us your 8. You never gave us your 9.
Oh, I never. No, I did. I said Yona was my 9.
Oh, damn, I see what happened. I jumped around on my list. I swapped 2 places.
Okay, yeah. I
It
mean,
was a purposeful swap, but then it messed up my brain.
okay. I mean, to be fair, I was agonizing over the rankings during my break, like especially the top like two. Those can be switched depending on the mood I'm in, I guess, which day you ask me. But anyway, that's getting ahead of ourselves. Where are we? Number 7.
Number 7, Crumbs by Danny Sterling.
I still need to read that.
The first love story of any kind I read after my breakup. It is magical. It is fun. The world building is wonderful, and you really fall in love with the characters. You want to see them strive. And then you see it.
Yay. And there are witches in that book too, right?
Yep.
Woo!
It's a magic bakery.
Yes, that's right.
So like you walk in and you have an exam that day, you better get some tea that'll help you to remember everything. You're having a bad day, you might want to get a joy muffin kind of thing.
I love it.
It's so fun.
Let's see. My number 7. Oh, The Beauty and the Beast by Gabrielle Suzanne Barbot de Villeneuve. I bad with French names, guys. But yes, the original text of Beauty and the Beast, because obviously it's been one of my favorite like stories that's been with me my whole life, mostly because of the Disney movie, and then other adaptations, including the very roller coaster of a relationship of Belle and Rumpelstiltskin on Once Upon a Time.
Oh, I've heard you talk about that for
Oh yes,
hours.
Sarah has suffered many rants and tangents that I have said.
Okay, but you've listened to me talk about Destiel.
Okay, there we go. It evens out. but but yeah, so Beauty and the Beast has just been a story that stuck with me for my whole life. But then I've never like this is my first time reading the original text, and I really loved it, guys. Like it's not a book I'd recommend to everyone necessarily, but for me it meant a lot personally. Like the story means a lot to me. So I don't know if you're like if you have similar taste to me, then I'd say read it, but it's not a book that everyone would like. Like I
Can I
don't what'd you say, Sarah?
go ahead?
Like I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to you, Sarah. I mean, you could try. I'm not sure if you'd like it as much as I do though.
I'm trying to remember if I read it in my college Disney class because they did have us read originals.
Oh, okay.
If we did, it's pushed. We did. We did.
Okay.
Yep. But the 30th anniversary special.
I haven't watched it yet.
Have you seen the one scene that's been going all around
Oh, you mean
TikTok?
Josh Groban singing what's it called? Evermore? Yeah.
That, and then there's another one, and I cannot think of the gentleman's name, but it's the guy who plays Gaston.
Oh, Joshua Henry.
His sequence,
Yeah.
it immediately started playing in my head. But I saw a TikTok that you'll love. It's by
Nice.
one of my favorite creators, Atomic Apple Pie. And she shows that scene and then it cuts to her and she goes, "Excuse me, but I've loved this for decades. How dare you find a Gaston so attractive that suddenly I'm rooting for him instead of the Beast? What the hell, guys?"
The Beast played by Josh Groban.
Josh Groban.
And also Joshua Henry was in the Broadway cast for the most recent revival for Into the Woods. He played Rapunzel's prince, and that man's voice is gorgeous. Like I have
It
listened to
is.
Agony on repeat. Hi, Ray. Oh, she walked by me. But yes, you haven't listened to the most recent Into the Woods cast recording with, Sarah Bareilles, listen to it now. Do yourself a favor. It's fantastic. But and Philippa Sue Cinderella as well.
I knew you'd love an excuse to talk about musical theater.
Exactly. That's what I do. And Julia Lester from, High School Musical, the musical, the series is Red Riding Hood. That's it. That show title is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Anyway, what number are we on? We're on a number 6.
Razorblade Tears by S.A. Crosby. I got it right the second time I tried.
Woo.
You remember when I read this book.
Oh, I remember, and I still have my copy, and I'm still, nervous to read it.
The plot twist at the end of that book still has me fucked up.
Oh dear.
Like, I thought about it when I was looking at my 5-star ratings on Storygraph, and I was like, I still can't believe he did that. If you know, you know. If you don't, go find out. Just trigger warning for a lot of violence.
Yay.
Gory violence.
Yay, gory violence. I mean the violence is a little at least better in books than like in movies, because like at least I can kind of skim through those details.
Yeah, but you know how sometimes you catch a detail reading it and you're just like, ooh, ooh.
I mean, I'm still scarred from what's it called? The TV show Godless, who is by the same people who did The Queen's Gambit. Like the opening scene was like dead bodies, and I think was it a child's head that was chopped off? Like you just saw that casually.
See, you said that, and I immediately thought of the scene in the Twilight movies with the immortal child. Where
Dakota
Jane
Fanning
geeks it into the pit.
just casually like Dakota Fanning looked like she was having so much fun with that.
Yeah, Dakota, are you okay, honey?
I don't know, but good for her. I'm glad she had fun with that shit show of a franchise.
Okay, but like, bless the actors.
I know. And also shout out and appreciation for Michael Sheehan, because he was offered like, or he was approached for the role. I don't know if it was straight up offer, but he was approached about it, and his daughter at the time was reading the series. He knew she was really into it, so he was like talked to her about it, and she basically was like, "You have to take this role, Dad. You have to. You have to. You have to." So he kind of did it to as like a bonding thing with his daughter, which I thought was really sweet.
And now he's everyone's favorite angel.
Yes, and
Except for Castiel. We love Castiel.
and he has the most memeable laugh from Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Yes.
Yeah, when we watched that scene, you guys, both of us were like, pause, the moment.
It's a moment. We stopped everything. We had to watch.
Like that, and where have you been, Loca?
Yes. Yes. There was one other moment that we stopped for.
In the baseball scene?
We stopped for the baseballs. You know what it was? We watched the movie together, the first one a few weeks before, and we found the part where Carlisle grabs Charlie by the waist when he walks behind him in the hospital.
Oh.
So we're watching it like 2 weeks later, and we're like, hold on, it's the moment. It's the moment. It
Did
had
you
to
like
stop.
leave the room or something, and I paused it because I'm like, the moment's coming. Sarah needs
Yes,
to be in the room for this moment.
yes. And when we found it the first night, we actually rewinded and watched it again.
Yeah. Because I was in shock that I had seen this movie so many fucking times and I never noticed.
Ratties, this tangent's for you. Find us, Ratties.
If you know, you know what we're talking about.
If not, your loss.
Yeah. And also the best use of the meme on TikTok where it's like where like person in the boat with the Titanic music playing in the background. It is Aro, and it's like Aro on his way to decimate a clan and win back Carlisle once and for all.
Yes.
And that's why in the vision, Aro ripped Carlisle's head off. It's like, well, if I can't have you, no one can.
Screw your wife, you're mine.
Yep.
Murder.
It's like if I can have you, no one will, and I'm gonna steal your talented psychic daughter.
Mine now, bitches.
Yep. Anyway, what are
We are on 6. Your turn.
we on? Okay, yeah, you said yours. Mine's another manga series, Spy Family.
I'm surprised this one wasn't higher for you.
This was hard, okay? Like the top five, it was almost impossible for me to rank them. So yeah, the only reason that that Spy Family isn't higher is because what was it? It was volume 7 was wasn't quite on par as the rest of the volumes. Like all the other volumes were like 5 stars. Volume 7 was the only one where it was like 4 stars. Still good, but not just up to par with the rest of the series. But for those who don't know, basically a spy codenamed Twilight. For his mission, he has to make a fake family and infiltrate to get close to some important diplomat. My hair's caught on a button on my flannel. It's fine.
Ouch.
Yep, and he ends up adopting a psychic 6-year-old, and he doesn't know that his adopted daughter is a psychic. She knows he's a spy. He thinks she doesn't know he's a spy, and then he requires a fake wife who is also an assassin. And she doesn't know her fake husband's a spy. He doesn't know his fake wife is an assassin, but the psychic daughter knows, and it's chaos and wonderful and somehow very wholesome. And they adopt a dog in volume 4. It's great.
This sounds like 2012 Avengers fanfic.
I
Tell me
know, I know, and it's the best.
I love that though.
I also watched a few episodes of the anime. Highly recommend as well.
Nice.
Etsy's emailing me. Go away. Okay, so we are on to number 5.
This is the only author I have on my list twice.
Ooh.
The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. Simone St. James knows what she's doing. We love mystery thrillers with a bit of paranormal. Read it.
Yeah.
If I say much more, I'm going to accidentally spoil things.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, like thrillers, mysteries, you should know as little as possible about the plot, I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so mine is the number 5 is the opposite of that. Where'd it go? It's Kiss Her Once for Me by Alyson Cotron. Also shout out to her other book I read this year, The Charm Offensive. It's also really good. I just like this one better. But yeah, so main character is a depressed 25-year-old whose life is in shambles, and to get money, this guy who owns a building at the coffee shop where she works is like, hey, we want to do a marriage of convenience for a year so I can get my inheritance, and I'll give you $200,000 afterward. And she's like, okay. And then they go to Christmas family Christmas, only to find out that the guy's sister is a woman that she fell in love with the previous Christmas. So whoops.
Oopsie.
Yep. And it's amazing. And it's got other themes going around that, like how, don't be afraid of failure. Things don't go according to plan. What's the saying? God points and laughs at your plans or whatever.
Yep.
Yep. So it was just it was a message I needed to hear. So it meant a lot to read it. And who doesn't love a queer holiday rom-com? Boring people.
Boring people.
Yes. We're cool people. We like queer holiday rom-coms.
We are cool.
Yes. Very cool. All right. And number 4, getting into the good ones.
This is a book that I gifted to you.
Oh,
Anne of Green Gables, a graphic novel.
Yay!
Because, like, that graphic novel, guys, it is by Mariah Marsden. The art is gorgeous. It's a story that I didn't know.
Art by Brenna Thumler, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm obsessed with her art because she also wrote the Sheets graphic novel that I'm obsessed with.
I was hoping that if you didn't have it, which you did, that we could have included it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Look at you saving us a step.
Yep. I'll do you one better, guys. I'll put the artist Instagram in the show notes because I follow her on Instagram. Her art's beautiful.
The art's beautiful. They capture the feeling so well together between the art and the dialogue. I was sitting there sobbing.
I want them to adapt the whole series now.
Seriously, keep going.
Yeah,
Give
please.
me more.
Pretty please. I want to see because I'm in the middle of book 3 right now. I want to see a graphic novel with Anne and Gilbert at college.
Yes.
Please. Hi Ray again. Well, and she just
I was gonna say, oh, I see Ray walking by.
yeah, and she go bye again. Joke's on her. The door's shut. She can't go upstairs.
We had a puppy come to work today. Her name was Bubbles.
Yay! I love
Her name was Bubbles.
it. Oh, did I tell you when I went to Pennsylvania I met my grandparents' new puppy?
No.
She's so cute. She's a 6-month-old golden, and there's a horse farm within walking distance from my house. So me and my aunt took her for a walk, and the horses love her. Like they come up to the gate to say hi to her. It's so cute.
I could cry.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures later. But anyway,
Yes.
yeah. So you said your number 4. Mine is Arden Grey by Ray Stoeve. I don't know how to say it. Stoeve.
Oh, another book that came for you this year?
Yes, another book that came for me this year. That listen, okay, guys, this is a YA contemporary graphic novel. Main character is dealing with, her mother left them, but she wasn't a great mother. Look up the trigger warnings for that book, guys. It was very emotional, and I read it while taking Bubba gambling.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, originally I got it from the library because I was like, oh, this sounds interesting, and I took Bubba gambling, and I always reach a point where I play a few times, but I don't want to lose too much money. And Bubba enjoys it more than I do, so I'll just sit down next to her reading whichever book I have with me, and it happened to be that book. I started it that morning, and I finished it that night. It had been a long time since I've read like a whole book in one day, so naturally I had to buy my own copy after that, and it's fucking amazing. I'm like,
Love
damn. Mm-hmm. Like everyone, like this is the kind of book that school libraries should promote to their students. Just saying.
Yes.
And also, the main character is a photographer, which which is another just random side note. The book gave me a whole new appreciation for photography, which I think is really cool.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So number 3.
The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. True crime junkies assemble.
Yeah.
Our main character is a true crime blogger and enthusiast. There is murder. There is intrigue. If I say much more, I'll be spoiling.
Yeah. I need to read. I don't want to read that book now because I started getting into true crime this year.
I've converted you.
Yes, you can. Yeah. So, any true crime girlies listening, you have Sarah to thank for getting me into it.
Yes. Now go listen to My Favorite Murder.
Yeah.
And good.
And
remember, stay sexy, don't get murdered.
Which I also read this year, which was also a good book. Just couldn't quite make the top 10 because I read so many damn good books. How dare there be so many talented writers out there?
I read that last year, so it would have been disqualified for me. So
yeah, how dare all y'all writers have the audacity to be talented and write good shit for me to read?
How dare
you make this ranking very hard that no one asked us to do. We just felt like doing it on our own.
And we also planned this with what, 2 days notice?
Yeah.
You asked me Tuesday. I wrote my list Wednesday on lunch, and here we are on Thursday.
Yeah, you're doing better than me. I wrote this list today at lunch.
I had a lunch break and I had a note to myself that said Alyson book rank, and I was like, oh, I gotta do that.
Yeah, and I'm even questioning certain places, especially like number 4 and the number 3. Like I'm like, do I switch these? Too late now.
Too late now.
yeah, it's
What's
too
your
late
3?
now. But if you ask me tomorrow, who knows? I might have different opinions. But anyway, what's your number 3?
I gave you mine.
Oh yeah, you
The Book
said
of Cold Cases.
okay. My number 3. I'm just chaos. It's fine, guys. So my number 3 is Babel by R.F. Kuang, the historical fantasy novel that has taken the book world by storm. It's like the Barnes and Noble like pick of the year for like speculative fiction. It is flipping amazing. It takes place in like early 1900s at Oxford. You know, questions the educational system a bit and critiques the British Empire because as we kind of established with the royal family, the British Empire is very shady. And it's everything you want in like dark academia. It has like the amazing ambiance, like you're sucked into this world. You know, if you're someone who loves books, obviously, you'll be excited to be in that world, but also it provides a lot of interesting history and critiquing again the academic institution because I'm sure as we can attest for people who did our undergraduate academic world is not necessarily the healthiest place. I think.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Mental illness.
nope. Yep. And yeah, it like I don't know. I feel like you could write like I could write like a whole essay, or just do a whole separate like episode talking about stuff that goes on in Babel because a lot happens in that book, and all the characters are so like three-dimensional and fascinating, and they feel like real people too. Like they don't feel like stock characters at all.
So what you're saying is you want to have episodes eventually.
Eventually, in like the very far future. Because I get it out of books that I love, as you can tell by this list and the fact that I had such a hard time ranking everything.
Yeah.
Yep, so Babel will definitely show up one day in the future when I'm like, I don't know, if I'm in my 40s and still doing this. But anyway, hi, Ray. Oh, hi, Ray. Are you gonna settle over there now? Cool. Ray's in her bed on right behind me on the floor.
She's living the dream.
She's living her best life. Anyway, number 2.
The Unsinkable Greta James by Jennifer E. Smith. We have a character who is going on a cruise with her father and their family friends that her mother was meant to be on, but her mother died.
Dang.
Grappling with grief, she's a celebrity coming out of fame and just existing in grief, and it's wonderfully done. The destinations that they see on the cruise are awesome, and it's one of those books I got on my Kindle, and I'm like, I need a real copy of this. I need to clutch it in my hands and sob.
Like I need a physical thing I can hold.
I almost bought it off a Book of the Month today,
Oh, nice.
and then I changed my mind.
Do you want like a pretty like hardcover from the store?
Well, that, and I decided to get another add-on instead, one that I haven't read yet.
Okay,
I got Crying in H Mart.
nice. Okay,
Your number 2.
yeah, my number 2. And again, I went back and forth on number 2 and number 1 so much, so I don't know. You might be able to guess. But my number 2 is Anne of Green Gables.
I'm betting on your number 1 now, so.
I feel like you know what my number 1 is at this point. But yeah, Anne of Green Gables. As anyone would know, I'm obsessed with and in love with, and I'm in the middle of book 3 right now, and the series is currently my happy place.
How many copies of the first book do you have?
Oh boy. see the one I read.
She's counting on her fingers, guys.
Yeah. Okay, including the graphic novel and the manga adaptation that I have, 7.
7 copies of a book that she read this year, guys.
Yep.
You were reading the second book when we met Youth Pastor Ryan.
Yes, I was. I
Because
had
he
it.
asked you about it.
Yes, he did.
We love that man.
Yep, he's a good one. And I still have the video I sent you about his roommate being like, "Look at Ryan, he left the key in the door."
In the door.
He would.
He would. But
Mhm.
also me too.
Yeah.
And guys, we've made it. We're at number 1.
Yeah. Even though I know we've been talking for almost an hour, it feels like this has gone by so fast.
For us, this is fast. And just think, we had tangents.
Yeah. Usually I feel it when we've gone on for over an hour. I don't feel it right now. I feel like we just started talking. This is weird.
Yeah, we're going pretty quick.
Mhm.
Guys, we did it. We're down to number 1.
All right. Big dramatic reveal.
Don't Cry for Me by Daniel Black.
Woo! Said I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I love that book, and the author is a sweetheart. We love him. Every time I posted something saying how much I love that book, he has DM'd me to thank me and tell me that I'm going to make him cry. We
Aww!
love Daniel Black.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, for those who don't know, first of all, what are you doing? Go get this book. It's a series of letters that a father wrote to his son while he's dying, leading up to the end of his life. He and his son don't really speak. There's a lot he didn't tell his son. He's a man of color who grew up in an older generation. And this, to him, is his last chance to make amends with his son, to get his son to understand him, why he did the things that he did, what he regrets. And it's a hard hitter. Like, my review on Instagram literally had one of the last paragraphs of the book word for word because I couldn't not.
Dang. Well, I need to read this book very soon because I have a copy.
So good. Would
Um,
you like a drum roll?
yeah. Oh, and you said he messaged you on Instagram, right?
Yep.
Okay. Daniel Black. I'll link his Instagram in the show notes too, guys, because this man deserves our support.
Yes, if it's easier, I know for a fact I have him tagged in my posts about the book.
Perfect. Thank you.
I try.
All right. Drum roll. Should we say this at the same time? Because I feel like you know what it is too.
I'm scared.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Sorcery
Sorcerer.
of Thorns.
Yes!
The book that I forced you to buy on my birthday for yourself.
Yes, she made me go home with it on her birthday.
I'm like, hey, I know you don't read a ton of fantasy, but this one's standalone. You should read it. Yeah, Anne of Green Gables and Sorcery of Thorns have been my like personality this year, guys.
So what is the other reason you recommended it to me? Do you remember?
Oh yes, because the book has very strong Howl's Moving Castle vibes, and we both love that movie.
We watched it together the night before.
Yep. So I'm like, hey, this book.
Hal Pendragon, everyone.
Yes. It. Yep. So main character Elizabeth, she grows up in a magical library. So when I heard about this book, all you needed to tell me was magical library, and I read, and I was like, well, I'm gonna read it now. And
Take my money.
yep. There's fantastic bisexual representation. There's a supporting character who may or may not be Arrow Ace. It's like strongly hinted at, like definitely Arrow, I'd say, but possibly on the asexual spectrum as well. But and like I have like it's been a while since I have been as like in love with the YA fantasy as I am now. The last time I felt this emotionally attached to a YA fantasy or just any book in this capacity is The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare.
Do you know that I got the flashback pictures in my Google Photos today of when we went and saw her?
Oh my god, yes.
Today, Google Photos reminded me that we went and saw Cassie Clare like what, 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, for the release of Queen of Air and Darkness.
Melinda Lowe was there. I
Yep.
love.
Yep. I still have my still got the books still have my book that she signed. I haven't read it yet, but still got it.
We love Melinda Lowe.
Yes. And I still need to read the book that came out this year that's the companion to Night at the Telegraph Club because that was also an excellent read.
See, I need to read Last Night at the Telegraph Club because there was an issue when I took it out of the library that it didn't cooperate and it wasn't out long enough for me and the school year was ending, so I had to return it.
Oh, also her book Ash. I read that this year too. Also fantastic and should be considered a YA classic.
Yes.
So yeah, but yeah, Sorcery of Thorns. If you love magic and books and a good like romance, then yes, you should read it. And like I said, and if you love, because if you are in love with the Infernal Devices as I am, then you will love Sorcery of Thorns. And speaking of which, Chain of Thorns is finally coming out at the end of January, and I will not be okay.
God help me.
Yeah, everyone pray for Sarah when that book comes out because she has to deal with me. You know, I also love your pillow, by the way, that you're laying
Thank
on.
you. I made it myself.
Hey, it's a Loki book, not book, Loki pillow, guys. And is Morpheus on there too?
Morpheus is in a couple of frames with Loki.
Yay!
You kind of see like the side of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can actually find. Here he is.
There he
Facing
is. There's Owen Wilson.
Ka-chow.
Ow!
Ka-chow.
I've been feeling the need to rewatch Night at the Museum just for Owen Wilson.
Okay, but I want to watch it because of Robin Williams.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you for the feelings. Now,
I'm sorry, but it crosses my mind every like week or so.
okay, cool. So I can laugh and be happy because Owen Wilson, then cry when I see Robin Williams. Fantastic.
Y'all, I unironically do the help is on the way, dearie, from
Yes.
Miss Claire. Whenever someone asks for my assistance, help is on the way.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Help is on the way.
You know another sound I love from that movie? Oh my god! The whole time. That was even better that I did it just now because my hair is a mess, so I have the crazy like lady hair going right now. So poor Sarah.
Yeah, it made it.
Yeah.
But, like, that's such a classic.
Anyway, wasn't I supposed to be? Didn't Broadway try making it into a musical at one point?
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Oh yeah. Woo.
Um,
Everything is pre-COVID and post-COVID.
yeah, it was like pre-COVID. Didn't really work out. Oh, speaking of Broadway, did you hear about Beetlejuice?
That it's closing?
That Alex Brightman's out because he has a concussion? He's concussed. I saw the article this morning.
It's also a TikTok that went semi-viral because everyone's stitching it about a woman saying like, "Hey, it's the people who are sitting behind at Beetlejuice, basically us,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
assholes, because people don't know theater etiquette anymore, apparently."
You know, everyone's used to streaming things in their living room.
Yeah, it's like, this is not your living room. Does this look like your living room?
I feel bad for the people who sat behind me during Rent. Rent is my favorite show. It's what got me into theater. And it it was the day I tested negative after having COVID. First day I tested negative. My ex brings me, we go, we are dressed up. People are complimenting our outfits because we're actually dressed up. And I am just vibrating in my chair this whole time because I love this show. It was the end of the 25th anniversary tour, which started as the 20th anniversary tour.
Dang.
I saw it at the beginning of the run and at the end after it took the break from COVID. So I was just absolutely vibrating in my seat and ugly crying.
Oh,
Ugly crying, I tell you.
I can believe it. But anyway, we should probably wrap this up because I also feel a headache coming on, so that's fun.
Oh no.
Yeah, but anyway, your Instagram, of course, will be linked in the show notes as well as your TikTok because you mentioned it earlier.
Yes, and don't forget Daniel Black's.
Yep, and who else? Oh, Brenna Thumbler. So art.
Yes.
That's important. Okay, got it, Alyson, in editing. Good luck with everything.
Good luck editing, Alyson.
Yep, I'm gonna have so much fun, but it's okay because I'm doing this days in advance rather than the day of because I have been doing them.
Okay. But also, imagine a tangents cut and a non-tangent cut.
Hmm.
Just imagine the time difference is what I'm saying here.
Yeah, I know, but it's fine. This is what makes our top 10, top 11 countdown picks unique is our tangents.
Yes. Bless all of you for listening.
I know. Yeah, seriously, thank you everyone who listens to our random tangents. I hope you find us entertaining at the very least.
Yes, and if you do, let us know.
Yeah, we like to know that you're happy with our ramblings. Anyway,
But if you tell us we're terrible, just don't.
yeah,
Your mom's gonna taught you. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
yep. And although if you do want to say something terrible, just leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, and you can say the terrible review anyway because the algorithm cares more about the 5 stars than the actual words on the review.
Alyson will read it on the show if you do.
Oh yes. Okay, leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. I will read it on the show, whether it's good or bad. I will laugh. I will find either way. I'll find some kind of joy out of it either way.
Guys, that wasn't scripted. I just pulled that out of my butt and
Yeah, she really. And I actually love this. So thank you, Sarah. Okay, so yeah, all my socials, of course, the podcast, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel, my email for business purposes, book of the month if you're listening, email me to sponsor me. What the heck, I'll put my personal TikTok on there too, and my personal Instagram because I've been posting a lot of really cool scenery photos lately.
Yes, I still want to know what those birds were talking about.
I know, right? You've seen my TikTok, and also the one with the ducks too. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you all read something wonderful in 2022. Let us know what you read that you loved, and I hope you have a good reading year for 2023 because we got a lot of exciting books coming out this year.
Yes, and remember, hydrate or dihydrate.
Yes.
Stay healthy and stay safe. We love you here at the podcast.
And did I miss any other housekeeping? Oh yeah, chapters 10 to 12 of Mockingjay coming up. If not next week, then the week after. And I do want to plan something for like the 1-year anniversary of this podcast because we're coming up on that. Holy shit!
Holy shit!
I know. I need to figure out what to do for that. We'll talk about it later. But yes, I hope you all. That's all the housekeeping. I hope you all have a great day/night, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.